Uh-oh. That might be your first reaction when there's an incident in your restaurant and you're wondering what to do. But knowing how to respond quickly and effectively might make all the difference in terms of a successful outcome. Dunkin' Brands recommends active managerial control as a way to help prevent, eliminate, or reduce the occurrence of restaurant incidents. Remember, it's better to avoid potential incidents rather than make corrections after the fact. Foodborne illness and bodily fluid accidents are examples of an incident or crisis situation that could occur in or around your restaurant and pose harm to you, your guests, the brand, or your ability to operate. Because the health and safety of guests and restaurant employees are a top priority for your restaurant, it's recommended that these types of serious occurrences be handled with swift, appropriate, and professional action. Never operate in a way that would put safety and well-being of guests or restaurant employees in jeopardy. If a guest indicates that she became ill after eating in your restaurant, it's recommended that you show care, concern, and respect, and stress that your restaurant makes food safety a priority every day. Don't speculate as to the diagnosis or cause of the illness. Be in the know when it comes to an incident. The following are recommended steps to help you manage incidents in your restaurant. Click on each image to learn more. First, try to determine the type of incident. For example, was it related to illness, an allergic reaction, foreign material, a mislabeled product, a bodily fluid? Second, gather guest and restaurant information. For example, the guest's name, address, and phone number. Name of person reporting the incident if other than guest. The restaurant address. Third, gather complaint information such as what happened, who was involved, and where the incident occurred. Indicate how many people were involved, and describe the reported symptoms and when they began, and if medical attention was sought or received. Fourth, if the incident involved a product, gather information about the specific product. For example, the stock keeping unit number, called the SKU number, product name and approximate size, manufacturer's name, lot and date code, and the expiration date. If possible, take a photograph of the product. Place suspect product with SKU and date code on hold and clearly label the item not for sale so it will not be sold. The following steps are recommended for when a restaurant incident is over. They may help you to manage the situation more effectively and decrease the risk of such incidents in the future. If you haven't already done so, place suspect product with SKU and date code on hold and clearly label the item not for sale so it will not be sold. In the event of foodborne illness, your local regulatory authority will contact you. Call the Dunkin' Brands Incident and Quality Helpline at 1-800-444-1890 and your franchisee to report the incident. If the guest is not satisfied, provide them with the guest relations contact information. It's not something that happens often, thankfully. But if the day comes when a bodily fluid accident, such as bleeding, vomiting, or diarrhea happens in your restaurant, the safety of guests and restaurant employees, as well as protecting the brand, are top priority. In the case of significantly large events, blood-involved events, or whenever there is a doubt about how to clean up bodily fluids safely, it is recommended that the manager contact the local health department or a reputable biohazard cleanup service company. In addition to the Dunkin' Brand's bodily fluid cleanup kit, the following materials are recommended for bodily fluid cleanup: single-use paper towels, safety cones or signage, 4 single-use gloves, 2 trash bags, and approved disinfecting cleaner with bleach. For cleanup, the recommended procedure is outlined in the bodily fluid cleanup kit. The following provides an example of a conversation between a manager and a crew member to demonstrate some suggested practices for coaching.
Carla, thanks for letting me know about the potential issue with one of our regular guests this morning. As the shift leader, I think you handled the situation very professionally and thoroughly. Let's take a look at the steps that you took.
Thanks, Dave. Sure, I'd be glad to do that.
Why don't you start by telling me what the guest said to you that raised the red flag?
Well, Susan is a regular guest, and she orders the same item every day. She is definitely not a complainer. She told Johnny at the front counter that it just didn't taste as good as usual, that it seemed, well, different, and that after eating it, she started to feel sick. She thought we should know about it. Johnny let me know right away.
That was a smart decision.
I immediately made sure that Susan was all right, and I apologized for her trouble. I told her that our restaurant works very hard to make food safety a priority every day. She didn't want us to call 911 and said that she would follow up with her doctor later in the day if she felt she needed to.
I'm glad she seemed to be feeling okay.
I removed the product in question from the shelves and labeled it with the SKU, date code, and not for sale. Then I wrote down the information we require about what happened and what the complaint was, and the guest and restaurant information. After I had all the information, I called you.
Sounds like you did a great job making sure we had all of the facts.
I'm sure Susan will be coming back. She's been a loyal customer for a really long time, and she really appreciated that we took her concerns seriously.
Now that we've covered incident response and management, take a moment to check your knowledge.